Why could your little cup of tea be poisoning you? Can tea really be bad for you? Is that really true? Stay tuned, let's learn more.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eduardo Corassa, a clinical nutritionist from Brazil that has saved his own life through lifestyle medicine called natural hygiene. And also, I'm happy to announce that 4 of my 10 books published in Portuguese are now translated to English and available on ebook and print on demand. So the hygienic fasting, nature surgery, the anti-cancer diets, the lifestyle that fights cancer, the Eden's diets, the guide to raw frugivorism, the original diets, and natural delicacies, cooking without a stove are the perfect start for your new health journey, for a healthier, better, more longevity version of you. And unfortunately, because I teach lifestyle medicine, the podcast doesn't have any sponsors because there's no money in producing health. There's money in supplements, there's money in therapies, surgeries, treatments, but teaching lifestyle medicine, there is no company wanting to sponsor us. So I ask for your help for free. You can comment below, share the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button for notification. You help YouTube to deliver more our content to you and to other people. And I also provide consultations online and in private sessions. There is the raw food detox retreats here January and July in Rio de Janeiro. 4 blocks from a beautiful beach, a tennis court on the yard, 350 rare fruit trees, and the best education on lifestyle medicine in the world, in my humble, if I dare to say. And also 6 online courses, but they're still in Portuguese. So if you want to help the work grow, to help other people, and also help yourself, I highly suggest you to go in the description below for our website or for our WhatsApp. I will ask our editor to put here the recipes from the retreat. Besides the culinary, there's the practical application and also the scientific lectures. I hope you like the video.
A lot of people ask me if tea is okay, if tea is healthy, and nowadays there really is a tea movement, right? Because there's tea for this, tea to cure that, tea to cure something else. And I've already made a video about tea here on the channel, giving my tips on how to make tea. So it's in the description and also in the cards here. But pay attention to this, because a lot of people don't realize it when they drink their innocent little tea. This research shows the health risks posed by microplastics in tea bags, tea sachets. The rat gnawed the king of Rome's clothes, seashells of the seashore. Microplastic pollution is a global problem, meaning that recent studies show people consume between 39,000 and 52,000 microplastic particles per year, and thousands of plastic compounds are currently used around the world. This is a major problem, even pointed out by the WHO, because they bioaccumulate inside us, they are not degradable in the environment, and they have various effects on our neurological, hormonal, reproductive, and immune systems. And worst of all, the more plastic is produced, the more the next generation will suffer, because it will be inside us, affecting their health, and it will be all over the planet since it is not degradable. In other words, a little plastic sachet can take hundreds of years to decompose in nature. And inside these sachets are compounds of fluorine, arsenic, salt, aluminum, copper, lead, cadmium, barium. In other words, various heavy metals from the metallurgical industry, which we know are extremely toxic to us. Do you want to learn about the impact of these petrochemicals, these environmental toxins, petroleum and heavy metals on your health, and how to avoid them as much as possible, even how they might be affecting your children in the next generation, even before you become pregnant, conceive, or have children? Yes, the book Veganism for Mothers, Fathers and Babies is a book. It ended up becoming a toxicology lesson because I spent 5 years researching. There are approximately 650 bibliographic references, and it contains everything you need to know about these environmental toxins and how to protect yourself from them. But in addition to that, there are 9 other books already published, our 6 online courses, and 2 in-person retreats, always in January and July. And besides that, I also offer nutritional consultations either in person or online. If you want my help, I'm here to make a difference in your health. So what's the problem? Because before, people used to make homemade tea without industrialization. Now everyone buys those little plastic sachets and puts them on the stove. And we know that the real issue with these petrochemical compounds is actually heating them up. In other words, the more we heat, you've probably already heard about BPA in baby bottles, and we found out that it was very toxic every time it was introduced into baby bottles. When heated above 95 degrees Celsius, this leaching of petrochemicals begins, and the breakdown of microplastics occurs in large quantities. In other words, plastic, in fact, can start to break down at just above 40 degrees Celsius. According to a recent study, each cup of tea made with a plastic tea bag at the usual temperature can contain 11.6 billion microplastics and 3.1 billion nanoplastics. And previous studies in animals have actually shown that these petrochemicals, have oxidative and inflammatory activity in the gut because we ingest them and they end up there. And this leads to weakness and malnutrition by damaging the intestinal mucosa, resulting in epithelial impermeability. In other words, it passes through the intestine, causing intestinal permeability. And we still don't really know the effect of these chemicals on human gut flora. We know they induce dysbiosis, but we don't know how bad it is. This ends up damaging the body's defense system and makes you more susceptible to diseases. So what's today's tip? What's the conclusion? Don't drink tea from plastic tea bags. Want to make tea? Tea has countless benefits, as I've already mentioned in the video that's linked in the description and in the cards. It even contains a phytonutrient that's very important for our health. But make homemade tea like people used to, without using those plastic tea bags. Want to know more?
So if you like the video and you like our work, please don't forget to share the video, comment below, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button for notification. And also, if you want my help as a clinical nutritionist, I can help you through consultation, online and in private sessions. My 4 published books, you can access them through the links below. And also, come for a retreat in Brazil here with us, and there's the online courses that will still be translated to English. And if you also want to help our work, you can become a member of the channel for a small donation every month. Click these videos to know more, and remember, health is produced by healthful living. Much frugal health. See you next time.